In this video, we'll take a look at how to change the size, proportions, location, rotation of our segments. And so what I'll do is I'll use my selection tool to click on this star shape. And I guess I'd really have two ways that I could do, make the changes. And one way would be to use the tool options, which we've already looked at, changing the numbers to adjust the position and the size and the rotation of the shape. But what you also have is the ability to use handles. So if I just scroll closer to this, you'll see that first of all, I could go on a corner handle, and if I go right over the center of the corner, I could resize this bigger or smaller. And just a little bit further away, so right is still at the corner, but if I move away from the corner a little bit, my mouse changes into a rotation handle. So here, it's kind of a bidirectional arrow, which is good for resizing. Then a little further, it turns into a sort of rotation symbol. And then I know that if I click and drag, I can actually change the rotation of the object. So I've, given it a different rotation. And you can, of course, at any time change those numbers up here. So if I want to, rotate it mathematically, I can type that in. Otherwise, I can always grab on the corner handle. So there's really multiple ways to transform the size and shape. Now, the corner handle resized it, but a side handle will stretch it. So it'll either get longer or shorter or taller. So the idea is the side handles are for stretching and the corner handles will resize in proportion. Also on the side handles is the ability to slant. So just like on the corner, when I move away from the center of those handles, I get a little bit of a bidirectional arrow again, and this one I could use to slant. So all of these are different ways that you can transform your shapes. Now, with the rotation, when you're doing rotations, there'll be rotation around a center point, which is there in the middle. And notice that I can actually select that point and move it to, let's say, I'll put it right here at the end of this sort of ray of the star. And now if I grab on the rotation handle, I rotate around that point. So you can change the rotation point and it resets itself back to the center. So again, if you want to move it, just rotate, move that center of the rotation and then come to one of the rotation handles and you can rotate around that specific point. So that's how you can visually, and let's just maybe do it one more time. So select a different shape. And I have the handles that I could use to resize it or stretch it. Oh, and I could also, of course, change the position. So for the position, if I mouse to where, see how my mouse turns from a sort of regular kind of pointer mouse to kind of a forward directional arrow mouse right there in the corner, or usually somewhere near the sides it'll come up. And that is when you have a handle that you can click and change the actual location of the object to be, wherever in your embroidery design that you'd like to place it. So yeah, you can change the position, the size, stretch it, change the slant of it, and change the rotation of it. So different ways that you can transform a shape once you've selected it.